My name's Frank Mallard, and I was a sapper with the 3 Field Troop Engineers that went to Vietnam in 1965-66. As a young kid growing up, up until the age of about 7 or 8 before I was taken away, I used to go to the Anzac parades and watch my uncles who'd come home from the Second World War marching, and even my cousin who'd been to the Korean War. And it used to be, the idea of being in uniform was, it was sort of exciting. As a driver, I'd come from Borneo to Vietnam doing the same thing I was driving. But as an engineer, you're expected to do engineering tasks as well, which is to help construct culverts, roads, airfields, to do demolitions, to do all what we call engineering tasks, building fortifications, building your bunker systems and filling up your sandbags and sandbagging the front of the thing like you have over here. But it's got to be done in the right way, and you're taught that as a field engineer, how to beat your sandbags into the right shape so that they all sort of interlock one another and don't fall over and squash somebody eventually. We went by HMAS Sydney up to Vietnam via Manus Island and the Philippines. Landed at Vung Tau, and we were in the boats that they were using during the Second World War to land the troops on the shore. And the story was going around that where we were landing there was going to be some action going on. Everyone was sort of packing it, oh God, what's going to happen here? We flew into the beach, the front of the barges went down, and there were all the people standing around on the beach, and they were selling cokes and welcoming us to Vietnam. We were expecting to be running into machine gun fire and all that sort of stuff, but that's the sort of thing that you see in movies and that sort of thing, and you're expecting it here. People getting into these landing craft and going in there. Everyone was thinking, oh man, here we go, what are we going to do when we get there? Everyone was sort of, in their own mind, was sort of trying to work out which way you're going to go, what you're going to do, what the bullets were going to be like, and it was fairly scary. And when the landing barges came in and they landed, what a relief. The old story with engineers is that you're first in and the last out. You're the first ones in to clear the mines and the booby traps and make the way safe for the rest of the people to come in, and then you stay behind and lay the booby traps and the mines and that as you're pulling out to slow the enemy down that's chasing you. So we always tell that to the infantry. You might be infantry, you might be grunts and all that sort of thing, but hey, we're engineers. We're first in, last out. You meet guys in the army that you immediately take as your good friend. Now, I had a chap by the name of Billy Coolborough. He was from Palm Island, and Bill was a very, very dark chap, but he and I did our recruit training together at Kapuka in 1962, and we followed each other through the engineering things. We went to Borneo together, we went to Malaya together, we went to Vietnam together, we went to Singapore together. He was a friend that I suppose he's a friend that you could call a real friend. And when my wife from Croatia came back and we'd meet in the town, people in Townsville were very racist, and to see Bill and I together, what they considered a white man and a black man, it was, you'd hear people saying things about, oh, look at this, what's wrong with this guy? So they didn't realise that we'd been in the military for so long together, and that's the sort of camaraderie that you have with that sort of thing, see? And that people don't understand that. And when you get into that state, my wife couldn't understand it. We'd go down to the shopping centre and be sitting in the coffee shop having a coffee, and people would be going past saying, and you can hear them saying, what's that guy doing sitting there with that fella? Meaning Bill. They didn't know who I was. They just thought the colour of my skin, I'd have to be a white person who was it's mad to be involved with an Aboriginal or a black, as they would say up there. And that was very difficult for my wife to sort of accept that. It's knowing somebody well and being able to trust them with probably your life, I suppose.